The state rests its case in Lori Vallow Daybell's murder conspiracy trial. And the defendant herself says she intends to do the same. She's already been convicted of killing her kids in Idaho, and now she's on trial in Arizona for conspiring with her brother to kill her former husband. Erica Stapleton with our sister station in Phoenix has been in the courtroom every minute so far of that trial. Erica, what can we expect next?
Well, Hunter, yeah, a really busy afternoon here in Phoenix, especially because the state rested its case and the jury was let out. The judge asked Lori Vallow Daybell, who's representing herself, what she intends to do. And after a few minutes of conferring with her team, she ultimately told the judge that she plans to rest as well. Now, because the jury was not in the room when she said that, she technically has the opportunity to change her mind. After further discussion, the sides agreed that Monday would be the best day for closing arguments. So she has until Monday to essentially say in front of the jury whether she's going to present a case or not. So she does have the weekend, so to speak, to really think about this. But her inclination today was that she is not calling anybody and is not going to be taking the stand herself, despite what she's tried to do leading up to all of this. And again, all of this is on the heels of a really busy day in court where we saw a ton of evidence. Here's a look at some of the evidence we saw. Of course, Chandler Police Detective Nathan Duncan was the only witness on the stand today. He's the case agent for Charles Vallow's death investigation, which goes back to July 2019 when Lori's brother, Alex Cox, shot and killed Charles. Duncan's testimony echoed what we heard from other law enforcement officers, that Lori's brother waited at least 45 minutes to call 911, and that Lori took Charles's phone after he died and went through it before turning it over to investigators. After investigating phone and iCloud data, Duncan said he found that Charles Vallow was killed just a few weeks after he confronted Lori about an affair she was having with Chad Daybell, who would eventually become her current husband. Duncan also learned that Lori was texting her new husband, Chad Daybell, about changes to Charles's life insurance policy, and he also found out that she and her brother were texting about Charles being possessed.
Through this investigation, we had learned that Ned was the name of a dark spirit that had taken over Charles' body. And so in knowing this, I went through these records looking for a mention of Ned and to the reference and how it was used.
And was this, when we talk about the dark spirit, is this something that through your investigation, as we've heard in court, was a name that Lori had associated or given to Charles Vallow?
Yes.
From February of 2019 up through September after this, are we still seeing Lori talking about Charles being Ned?
Yes.
This concept of Z or zombies?
Correct.
And others that seem to have helped Charles were equally dark.
Yes.
So February.
Yes.
And again,
The jury also saw text messages between Lori Vallow Daybell and, again, her now husband, Chad Daybell, talking about Charles being Ned, and the pair also shared several romantic messages after Charles's death. Now, there was a point in time after the jury left and before Lori Vallow Daybell told the judge she is planning to rest as well, where she, essentially put forth a motion saying the state didn't present enough evidence in this case. The state, of course, refuted that, and the judge ultimately denied that motion, saying there was substantial evidence here to possibly convict Lori Vallow Daybell. Now, again, it remains to be seen whether she changes her mind about presenting a case. We will know by Monday morning, which is when the closing arguments are scheduled. 10:30 local time here in Arizona. Hunter, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, looking forward to see what happens there. Thank you.